Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Shondra.
Oh, gosh, thank you for being here. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Get ready for some wonderful behind-the-scenes stories today. I'm so excited, and you're going to love it. Now, remember, you can always find all of the shows at different areas, different places online, like mellowmountainradio.com. It's all archived there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is our 35th podcast show, I believe. So this is exciting. And here we are at the top of 2026. Boy, 2025 really went by fast, right? So besides mellowmountainradio.com, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora Radio. It just goes on and on. So look for us, okay? Sedona's Backstage Pass. And remember, every Saturday at 10 a.m., get your VIP pass out and go to mellowmountainradio.com and you'll hear us streaming live like today. 106.5 KAZM, that's FM, and also 780 AM. You can find us there on the radio. So let's get into it, shall we, with the events. Our events calendar is sponsored by the wonderful Sedona Ballet, and I would invite you to visit sedonaballet.org because you're going to find out all about what they're doing, and they've got some really cool stuff coming up in the spring of this year. So check it out, sedonaballet.org. So let's start with this week, like today. Okay, today, the Verde Valley Fibers Art Guild community is knitting. That's right. So you could just go check it out. I want you to make sure that you take a look and see what's happening by Googling that, the Verde Valley Fiber Arts Guild community knitting from 10 to 12 p.m. You don't hear that every day, do you? Nope. Also, on January 5th is the 31st annual Red Rock Quilters Quilt Show, and this is happening at the library. This is Community Sedona Library and in West Sedona. This is going to be a great one. If you've been listening to the show, then you've heard Lori Fine, who is the show producer and director of that. Again, the 31st annual Red Rock Quilters Quilt Show. That's January 5th. That's a Monday. It's easy to go to. And also in the community room where you're going to see that show there at the library is if you want to help out and give blood, the Red Cross has got a blood drive going on at 10 a.m. on January 5th. And that is from 10 to 3. So there's some really cool things going on. This is pretty cool. That's all happening at the library, by the way. And then this first weekend coming up, this is the whole weekend, you can visit Main Street, which is uptown, Tlaquepaque. All the galleries, they're having all their open houses, so make sure you go do that. Remember, Sedona Art Center is uptown as well. Again, Tlaquepaque, and all the galleries up in that area. Okay, they have their big Friday Main Street browsing of galleries and all fun stuff, okay? Now, at the Mary D. Fisher Theater, there's something really cool happening, you guys. This is really neat. Last night, January 2nd, there was a gentleman by the name of David Kay, and he did a whole iconic piano tribute, I should say, to Elton John. Tonight at 7 p.m., David Kay is doing a tribute to Roy Orbison. And this man is an awesome artist. He comes in from out of town. He is fabulous at what he does. You're going to enjoy all of Roy Orbison's music and his famous friends, Johnny Cash, George Harrison, Bob Dylan. And he's going to go all the way from the late 50s to the early 60s to 70s and 80s of the Traveling Wilburys and all of that good stuff. And then Sunday, if you really dig that show and you want to go see the next one, he's back again on Sunday, January 4th at 2 p.m. And this one is a tribute to Buddy Holly. So for those of you who really are into all of the great hits of Buddy Holly, like Peggy Sue and Maybe Baby and It's So Easy, That'll Be the Day, just check it out. Now, you want to go to SedonaFilmFestival.com. You can find it under events, and you can book your tickets there. So remember, it's tonight at 7 p.m. and then tomorrow, January 4th, already at 2 p.m. So that's going on. And then I also want to mention to you, and this is actually in advance because this is going to be happening January 17th, but I want to let you know about it. So you'll listen to the show, right? Or you'll catch it later. And then you're going to head on over to the Sedona Heritage Museum, and you're going to catch this artist consortium. It's the very first time ever they've ever done anything like this at the Sedona Heritage Museum in the Apple Shed. The event is just filled with artists. There's just tons and tons of artists. Matter of fact, one of my guests today, Tiffanie J, is going to be there. I would highly suggest you check it out. So remember, it's Saturday, January 17th. Check it out, Sedona Heritage Museum. And the producer, Skip Daum, I've had him on my show. And, of course, Nate Myers is here once a month. So check it out, all right? That's January 17th. Now, I am so excited. This individual should not be here right now. You know why? Kind of like Santa, preparing and getting ready for the big holiday, Christmas. And of course, there's New Year's. She shouldn't be here. No, but she is here in the studio. Chef Lisa Dahl, thank you for being here, taking your time out. I know it's a very stressful time for you, is it not?
It is very stressful.
Gosh, I guess. I don't know. You and Santa. The only difference is you look a whole lot better in a bikini.
Well, whoa,
I'm telling you, I do not want to look at Santa in a bikini.
I don't want to look at myself in a bikini.
Oh,
Are you
stop.
crazy? Give me a break.
Come on.
One piece is the way to go.
One piece even, though.
Forever.
I mean, that's
love
hard to.
a really nice one piece.
Well, you look great in a one piece then.
Oh, my God. Well, how do you know?
No, seriously.
Because I don't want to see myself white legs looking all bare and icky.
Gosh.
Ooh.
No. And people like stare away. Stare away.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
look away. Stare
Put on
away.
those sunglasses when you see me in the winter.
I'm so white, it's like scary. They were like, what is this, a white sheet coming towards me?
Oh, that's
No,
so
that's not good.
Well, it can make us want to go to Hawaii to relax.
Maybe. Never been, but we'll get there one time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, you walked in the studio, and I'm going to tell everybody I was very brave. I sweated this out a little bit. I make cookies, and I give them away. And I'm like, Tom and I have gone all over Sedona and the Verde Valley, thanking people with cookies. Oh. Now, this year, I was like, okay, take a deep breath, Shondra. You are going to make cookies for Chef Lisa Dahl and Scott Yates, who know food and desserts, and oh my gosh. So I would like you to review. You had a cookie just a moment ago. Tell me what you think.
I think it's amazing.
Really?
Well, so it brings back all kinds of memories because what you made, so that the audience can visualize, is you made a baby version of what my mother used to make, which were Toll House.
Yes.
And so she was very inventive. She used a Toll House recipe on the on the chocolate chip package. But you made bite size, and you made them, they're double chocolate chips, which is my favorite thing in the world. Look at you.
I know.
So
I love them.
excited.
I'm excited because I'm like, so here goes,
Yeah.
oh my God, Chef Lisa Dahl likes my cookies.
And they are amazing.
She likes me. She really likes me.
And one thing that at least the first one had was crunch.
Yes.
Because some people like soft cookies, not me.
Okay.
I'm just not that kind of person.
What is it about a soft cookie that's not
I
good?
don't know. I like the crunchy edges. I like everything crunchy. I think maybe I wanted to be like my dad. My dad, you had to have burnt toast, burnt bagels, burnt English muffins. Everything had to be crunchy. And I kind of fell into that same type of thing that I love crunchy edges.
Yes.
And
I
in
do
my
like crunchy
biscotti
edges, actually.
and in focaccia. So you did it. One thing about cookies is it's when you dry them, as we know, on your sheet pan or put them on the rack, how long you let them stay out without covering is what determines whether it's going to be soft or crunchy, correct?
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, that's really true. So you
Okay.
cover these lightly in plastic.
Yes.
Now, I usually will cover mine in foil, very loose, because then the air gets in. So if you want a bread or a roll or a cookie to get soft, cover it in the plastic, and then the air doesn't breathe. It becomes soft. And how long you let it sit out will determine how crunchy. So let's just face it. You might have some crunch monsters like me, and then you might have some softies like others.
I don't wrap them right away, so maybe that's why.
Good. They're fabulous.
They
I have to say they're fabulous.
Thank you. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, this is big news for me. I'm thrilled. Thank you. Thank you,
course,
and enjoy them.
And I am not trying to gain weight. So I'm going to only munch maybe a couple more today and save them for Scott and maybe a few people in my office. But thank you.
You're very welcome.
They're amazing.
Oh my gosh, it was it was a little scary, but I took a deep breath and went, okay, I'm doing this. All right, now here is what I want to talk to you about. Christmas is a big deal. Yeah. And this month in December, you did 3 enormous parties. It was the 30th anniversary of Dahl and DeLuca.
Yes.
You did, first we started with Mariposa. I was there. That was the most gorgeous luncheon. Everything was just exquisite. The food was exquisite, of course. But as a guest, seeing your film, I want to say Blessed by Grace.
Blessed by Grace.
Blessed by Grace. Everybody was shuttled over. So all the guests were at Mariposa. They were shuttled over to Mary D. Fisher Theater. We all watched the movie together. It was brilliant. And am I right to say it was re-edited?
It was re-edited.
Just gorgeous.
And many people had seen it the first time, and they commented on just the small edits. They said, made it really film-worthy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And, not to cut into what you're saying, but it was re-edited after the Sedona International Film Festival premiered it.
Yes.
Then it went to film festivals, and it won several audience choice in the culinary category. Coronado gave us the audience choice, and so did Heartland. So I think the minuscule tweaks made a difference. Not that it wasn't good in the beginning, and I'm saying that so maybe others will see it in the future.
Yes, go and make sure that you check this out. Blessed by Grace. And what I loved about it is there were some things I did not notice the first time, and I loved it the first time. I was there at SIFF, Sedona International Film Festival at SPAC, and it seemed to feature so much more about all the delicious food that you create. And then, of course, Justin and that story. And it just felt like 2 stories now. It was just really, I just loved it.
Well, the director that did the cinematography and did the food photography is a James Beard awarded food photographer.
It's very difficult to photograph food, isn't it?
It's very difficult. Hard. One of the hardest things, and many people don't realize that, but when you talk to food photographers, they have a very specific ability that's not just like any photography.
Right. So now, Mariposa, they're shuttled back to Mariposa. I kind of got in my car and I went. Okay, so I'm there. We're all in line, and we're going to enter now, and there are drummers and this flautist. Phenomenal. And then when we got in, we were having a big reception in the covered patio, which is just knockdown gorgeous.
And the weather.
The weather
weather could have been what we had not hoped for, but expected to have like snow flurries or chilly weather.
Yeah. It
was just what's going on now, the unseasonable spring-like weather, which is good when you're doing an event. But by the same token, the blue skies and everything just aligning perfectly for the drumming, Sabina Sandoval and her angel drummers, and then the reception with the goodies that we created, not too many, but just some delicious things. We did the empanadas, and I had the turkey chorizo pineapple. Roasted potato is an amazing empanada with spicy jack cheese. And then I think I did the pepperoni cheese spread tostadas with the Kalamata tapenade.
Yes, I had that.
And
had
those are yum.
They were yummy.
And I'm trying to think, I did one more thing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't even remember it right now, but it will come to me. But we did another, I know what I did. Ooh, these are so easy. And there's so many versions of these, but I've done these over the years. You take a big organic date. You take the pit out. So you slit it, take the pit out, stuff it with, I did manchego. Wrap it in peppered Beeler's bacon and bake them on a rack about 7-8 minutes on each side till the fat on the bacon is rendered. And then I did something I've never done before. I just kind of lightly brushed them with real maple syrup, just a touch, stuck them back in the oven for probably 2 to 3 minutes so you could pick them up without getting all sticky. And that's just the next level with the with the maple syrup and the bacon, especially with peppered bacon. So you've got the sweet, you've got the salty, you've got the molten, but that's a bite-sized piece of heaven if you do eat meat.
Yes, so if you don't eat, let's say,
meat,
bacon in that case.
There's other ways to enjoy them just the same. You could toothpick them and just stuff them with cheese. I used to stuff them with a little goat cheese and a Marcona almond. All you do, and I still pick them. I still take a little, like a little skewer when I bake them, and just to hold them together so everything. And another key is you want to bake them at a high temperature. Many people might not realize that. So you're going to bake them around 4 1/4 because you want to render them without having all the cheese escape, which if you baked them at a lower temperature, the cheese might ooze out.
Okay, so
it's just a little tip. And these are the greatest thing with a cocktail or sangria or a mocktail. Who cares? But if you want to go vegetarian, then you have your options. Sometimes you just put an almond in if you're vegan.
Yeah.
Put an almond, put a
what
nut.
If you have, isn't there turkey bacon and things like that?
Oh, of course there is. Of course there is.
Yeah.
But, it's just a decadent thing. And you can make all things like that your own. But I remember when that first became a craze. And I remember seeing them with chorizo. So the sweet salty is what everyone loves. So make it your own. But I'll tell you what we made. We made a couple hundred of them. They all went bye-bye.
I know, right? And so now picture this. We all go into the restaurant and we're all seated. It's beautiful, by the way. It was gorgeous. Had the stage. You had the black curtains in the back. You had a big screen on the stage.
Teleprompters to show all the live auction items and to give a very formalization to each speaker that got up there. And, of course, we had Dr. Crystal Lee from Native Nations, incredible speaker, brought people to tears. And we had, of course, Patrick Schweiss that has never done any auctioning for any other than SIF. And he did an amazing job. He just did what he always does. He gave love in every single thing that he did. So it was so professionally done, and people were in awe. And, when I served the Soup Hope.
Yes.
And we had worked with a ceramic studio that's local in Sedona. And I ordered and worked with this gentleman. His name is Ryan. I'm sorry, please forgive me. His name is Alex Rovang. And I think everybody that was there might know that I've been working with a lot of individuals. So my names, I feel like my mom, where she's like, Ryan, Alex. No, it's Alex Rovang Studios. And we did the ceramic prototypes with 3 different earthy colors. And we served the Soup Hope, which many had never tasted. The Soup Hope, which is the backbone of the foundation, with the 27 amino acids in the beans, the legumes, the lentils, the split peas, the quinoa, all the organic vegetables, everything that makes it one of the most soundly nutritious meal for anyone, whether you are impoverished or just wanting sustenance. And it's vegan and it's gluten-free. And here we served it for the very first time and in this ceramic bowl. And you know what really brought me to tears? There were people that would not let go of their bowl. Oh. We offered the bowls for sale.
Yes.
And there were people that were standing in line to ring up the bowls. And they had a little bit of soup left, like almost dried in the bottom of the bowl. I said, can we run this back to the dishwasher and we'll give it right back to you? And they said, no, I don't want to. I want to keep. I'm like, you want to keep it with the crusty soup in the bottom? Yes, for whatever reason. And then there was James Ratcliffe, the famous gallery owner, that one of the treasured galleries in all of Sedona back when many years ago, and his wife Pat was incredible and philanthropic. So on the follow-up party to at Pizza Lisa, where you were our MC, he purchased a dozen of the bowls, and I handpicked the ones that he's going to get delivered down to Cave Creek, where they live now. But he wanted all the real earthy brown bowls just to have and serve friends when they come to the house.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's a great soup bowl, and it's going to continue.
I know. I love those. I didn't know that I knew you could purchase them, but I didn't know we could keep the one that we had. I would have done that
it was so fun.
That's
and
so
we've got a
cool.
few extra, but what I'm going to do, and this will be important ongoing as we, gather our afterthoughts, because there will be many more of these fundraisers. This was the first that we've ever done.
I'm going to tell you something. This was a brilliant, fantastic luncheon. It was long, too.
Yes.
You had the live auction. Patrick Schweiss is the executive director of the Sedona International Film Festival. He did a great job. He was working it. Let me tell you. I was watching him pat his brow. He was sweating it. He wanted to do so well for you. I said something to him afterwards. I said, good job. Bravo, man. I've done those, and it's scary. They're scary. You want to make money for someone. And then, of course, Dahl and DeLuca was the phone. Oh, we have to mention the little flutes. Everybody had a little flute.
So,
cool.
this is so exciting, because we could probably not even get into the other events, and hopefully that we will, because each one had a theme of their own. And this was called the Tribute to the Forgotten People.
Yes.
And so everything I was trying to express to people through the series of the newsletters, you're not just coming for lunch. You're coming for an experience. Put your Friday aside, because it's going to start at 10:30 with a film. You're going to come back to a reception, tribal drumming with Sabina Sandoval, Aaron White, a famous flautist, makes all of his own flutes. But I schemed with him in advance, probably 2 months in advance, to have a keepsake handmade little baby bird flute. I'm almost brought to tears thinking, do you know what it took for him to make 100 individual baby bird flutes that have the story? So I said, Aaron, would you do the story of the symbolism of the bird flute in Native American cultures? So he picked his own reeds, and then he made each one, and he wrapped them in a doe hide wrap. And so each flute has its own what would you call that? They all have their own timbres
personality.
And personality.
Yeah, exactly.
And what almost got away from us, and that's why when I ran back up to the stage and I said, oh my gosh, my vision is to hear everyone play in their own flute and make some whimsical, wonderful music
and
together.
It was fun. It was so good.
Brought the child out of everyone.
It was so good.
Great. And then they had a keepsake along with the menu. And I have to say, Scott put so much energy into each menu, being able to depict what the event was. So this was photography that he had done at Monument Valley, and he did a reverse silhouette. A lot of people don't know that Scott Yates, who is our CTO, CMO, marketing and technology, also my significant other, but he does all the creative things that people just don't always think about when they open a menu and think, oh, isn't this cute? But what goes into designing a menu, the layout, and making it something unique that maybe you will never see in another restaurant.
That's another thing I didn't know we could take home.
Oh, yes. And I wanted people. Very few took it, and I wish...
I would have loved to have had them.
Well, I've kept them all. So if anybody did, we could put that out there in the airways, because we kept it, and it could always be signed as a keepsake of a day that could live in your hearts forever.
I will remember that. I'm going to remember this lunch.
You.
And then, of course, Dahl and DeLuca the next evening, which was a formal event, the big 30-year anniversary party. And there was the fabulous, I want to go, Cedrine, I believe it was.
Cedrine Adderley.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
And she brought a soprano with her. But here's the thing that you just cannot imagine. And maybe on the next show, I could read it to you.
Okay.
She wrote a poem that was put to music that she wrote when she was overseas about the healing of Justin and about him being with me in every sensory experience. Now that's living on a plaque in the new bar at Dahl and Toluca, and I'm going to keep it there because that's where it was memorialized. And then this incredible soprano who came in and sang it for the first time. It was tear-jerking. People were literally palpitating. Now, there was not an open seat. That was our most high-priced of the galas. My brothers, what they did to that restaurant, and we will be putting up iconic shots of that, but they turned it into what looked like a metallic wonderland. There were white orchids that I designed, every floral with Mountain High, Martha of Mountain High Floral.
She's wonderful.
She did scapes. They're still alive at Dahl and Toluca. All the white orchids, but all in metallic vases with white. She knows that I'm white on white, everything white. And between those flowers, between the breathtaking ceiling that lifted to the ethereal, the realm felt as if you were elevated into another level, like almost as close to heaven as we can be on earth. It took people's breaths away.
Well, and then, of course, we rocked out the next day, which was Sunday. That was so much fun.
And did you see us dancing together?
Yes.
Well, they got all kinds of pictures of me dancing. I had danced, and guess what? I'm going to say that I think I'm a damn good dancer,
I
but
think
guess
you are
what?
Too.
We're killer together.
We
Sisters
are.
from different mothers. But
Yes,
guess
so
what?
much fun.
I didn't realize how much it was going to hurt the next day. So I'm bouncing around in my work boots. They're like clodhoppers. I'm bouncing. We're dancing like crazy. The next day, I was like a rock.
No, welcome to my world. My Tom used to
We
say,
think
wow,
we're
they
14.
get all of that, and then you come home and I get this.
Exactly.
Okay, now, we didn't get into a whole thing about decor, and we're going to talk about that in our next show. Lisa's going to be back this month, and so, again, and it's going to be lovely because you get 2 Saturdays when there are 2 Saturdays in the month. And so thank you, Chef Lisa Dahl. Please make sure that you visit Chef Lisa Dahl, isn't it, .com?
It is my website, but it's also lisadahlfoundation.org.
That's it.
That's
Lisa
it.
Dahl Foundation.
Time flies.
I know. It does, doesn't it? Okay, everybody, stay with me. And remember to tune in again this month when Chef Lisa Dahl's with me again.
You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful, handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the wood-fired kitchens of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day, and look like a star in your car. Located West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Shondra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
Oh, you guys listening are going to love my next guest, and you can find her. I'm going to tell you first where you can find her. You can find her in Hillside Galleries, I guess, or Hillside Plaza, the Hillside shopping area. You know which one I'm talking about on 179. For those of you visiting, you must go and visit Tiffanie Lord Designs. Okay, Tiffanie, you're here, and I'm so thrilled to have you here. thank you for being with me today, and we're going to find out all about you. You've got a compelling story.
Why, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Tell me about your gallery, because it's more than just art, isn't it?
It sure is. It's not only just a gallery of my art, but it's also local artists from our community that are represented that I've met while building my own business within town. And also we do quite an assortment of fun workshops in the back part of our space. So the studio space, we offer alcohol ink workshops, painting, as well as succulent candle workshops.
Okay, this is really cool, you guys, because there is a workshop called Sip and Paint Workshops. And so you are literally drinking wine, or is it other things?
You can bring whatever you like. In our community, there are some folks who are not as into the alcoholic options, so they can bring whatever your favorite beverage of choice is.
Okay, this is good. So if you're not into any alcohol for one reason or another, which is fine, bring apple juice. Bring whatever you need.
Your matcha tea.
There you go. That works. I'll bet you see a lot of that here. That's wonderful. So this is a fantastic thing. You're painting, you're sipping. Those who are drinking alcohol, do the paintings look a little funky?
I definitely think it helps with loosening up and just allowing for the creative process to unfold. We'll say that. But I do notice I have to remind people to sip more often than not, because they're so engaged in what they're doing. They're not as into the drinking part.
Exactly. They're there for the art, not the drinking. Of course, if they want to drink, they can go somewhere and drink, right? Exactly. So now I want to know a little bit about you. I've seen your gallery. I've been in that space, and it is fabulous. You are doing all kinds of things. You mentioned the succulents, putting those together, and these are amazing pieces, everybody. If you want to take something back to someone, if you're visiting in town, or even if you're here as a resident, grab one up. This makes a great birthday gift. I'm sure you had a lot of people buying for the holidays.
They're definitely a fun gift. You never really expect to take the lid off and see the little garden of candle inside. And
so cool.
People love to make their own version of it now and take it home as well.
I know I want to do it. I just have to find the time.
Let's do it.
And I love it. And then you're a photographer. Tell us about that. I've seen your work. You are amazing.
Thank you. I really feel I am so excited to use so many mediums now in my life. I've started, traditionally drawing with, charcoals, and those are truly my favorite. But lately, I've painting and now photography. And I feel like everything's evolved to this point, Shondra, because this work has been so close to my heart, and how it's come to be. Just living here in Sedona, it's really inspired me to start this work. So
I know, and you have a compelling story of how you got here. I know. Now, you don't know, everyone listening, but I do know that Tiffanie has family that has been here for quite a while. So you've been visiting Sedona since you were 8 years old.
Correct. I now live in my grandmother's home, which she retired here in the 80s originally in. And I feel so grateful, because during COVID is when I really moved in and sunk in my feet here in Sedona. I really created an opportunity for myself to move forward with my art as a forefront. I had never sold my art before. So I started in our local farmers markets here in town and throughout the Verde Valley, and our art shows that we have throughout Sedona, which really support local artists and their growth. Marlo Johnson is someone who puts out some shows in town, and that was a real foundation for my business. I still continued to do those even with the gallery, because it's a great form of marketing, and also just being part of the community of artists. And those are who I feature in the shop now, are all the artists from those shows.
No, I love that. I love the fact that you are supporting. I like to do that with the musicians. I'm a musician. I'm a songwriter, singer. I want to support everybody. Some people are kind of, they don't like to do that, but I think there's enough for everyone, don't you?
I do. I think the work that you're doing here is elevating artists in a great way, and you are doing that work, Shondra.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're doing it together.
Totally.
You and me.
Yes.
Okay, so now the thing that's really curious is how you got here, and how I would refer to this as the breakdown for the breakthrough?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was like just this insane moment of pressure in my life where I felt, the ground beneath really just disappear. And I looked to the Sedona Mountains for my own healing and growth. And I found perspective that just changed my life. And I would actually just go out and take my tripod and I take some pictures of feeling empowered on the land. And when I looked back at a year of these pictures, I made a little book for myself, and I was kind of in awe of how many empowering moments I created for myself. And so that, once I got a camera, Shondra, oh boy, this is just...
I can imagine.
Oh my God. I mean, it feels like I'm a real rookie at this, truly, but the art that we're creating is really exceptional at this point, and I feel grateful I'm able to tell people stories through the art we're creating on their own empowerment journeys. That I'm offering them now.
Right. So these empowerment photographs that you're taking mainly with women, although I do understand that there is room now for men to have these. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but tell us a little bit about, you don't have to go into major detail, but we are behind the scenes. So tell me or tell everyone how you came to coming here. I mean, that breakdown, what happened?
Well, I came to here, I guess, literally Sedona is one way to look at it. But here in my life, I feel like I have had the greatest breakthrough of my life during that pressure point. And it unlocked this new potential. I don't even recognize that girl from 2 years ago who was afraid of heights, quite lazy. I would park as close to the supermarket door. I remember like going in loops to find a close spot. No. That I don't even know that person. It's really just changed my life getting to explore out there, and hopefully now to offer that to others is
right. And you went through some personal crisis of some kind.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into major detail, but just briefly.
Yeah. Okay. Give you a little juice. My marriage, like many people, things that are unexpected, and I rather than victimize myself, I wanted to tell a different story. And the day after my husband left our family, I pushed through this level of fear into a cave that I had never experienced before. And I pushed past it and realized that a lot of fear is mental. It's a choice. And so is all the emotional stuff too. So I think I learned the power of my mind that day. And it was the most breakthrough moment I've had. And then after that, taking myself out there and pushing past the fear ongoing and becoming comfortable with the land. I'm not afraid anymore.
It's so good.
It's incredible.
It's so good. Thank you for sharing this because, we all go through these moments where we just feel completely on our knees. And we've all had those moments. And I think there's a lot of listeners that are helped by this. They're assisted by your story. When we get, as an artist, we can channel all of that through our work. I know I've done that with my songwriting, right? And with performances on stage. For you, it's your art. And let me just say, everyone, Tiffany's very humble. Her artwork is absolutely off the charts phenomenal. And you're going to actually have an opportunity to see it other than going to the gallery. Go to her gallery, Tiffanie Lord Designs in Hillside. And there's this big event coming. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're doing a live art event at the Apple Shed at the Sedona Heritage Museum. And we will have 13 artists who are painting and drawing and showing their styles of art up until 2 o'clock. So we really welcome you to join us. I'll have a print of my beautiful Salt River horse stallion there, and he's looking for a home, but a big home at that. So he's a big 5 foot by 4 foot stallion.
Wow.
So.
When you first told me you're bringing a horse, I was like, you're bringing a horse?
It's Year of the Horse, Shondra. I told you.
It is. Giddy up and go. Giddy up and go. That's it. A friend of mine, Marianne, if you're listening to this, she's the one who said, this year was all about transformation. Year of the Snake. Oh, boy, was it ever. That one really got me, and now everything is transformed. And then this year is about the horse. Giddy up and go. Let's make it happen. So get on with it, right?
So
now the event that we're speaking of is the Artist Consortium Art in the Apple Shed. It's Saturday, January 17th. So you'll listen to the show and then you'll go run on over there. Actually, you can listen to it on the radio. You can stream it. You know how that goes. I've already talked about that. But let's go back to you, Tiffanie. So now you are focused on women in these empowerment photographs. I've seen these. They look like something. First of all, they don't look real to me. And these are actual photographs.
Yes, there is no AI unless I've mentioned using any, in a shoot. These are actual moments where we are finding a predetermined place and we're creating a journey mostly around that person's life story. We want to really tell their story through the art we make, and that has a lot to do with where and when, what time of year, and all of that. So, yeah.
It's all out in the Red Rocks, everybody. I mean, if you want to treat yourself to a gift like this, let me just tell you, it's phenomenal. You say we. Do you have a crew?
I do. I bring out someone who offers sound healing on the land, mentorship, and also helps me with any gowns if I need some extra juicy gown action.
Oh, yes. And let me say, some of these gowns are kind of like, where is the gown?
Yeah. Well,
some of them are like, that's provocative, but in a way that's very different. It's sensual and it has a flavor of almost like, I always want to say Renaissance feel to it.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in Ireland, or I've been to Ireland, and it feels like that. And we're in the Red Rocks here. How do you create that?
As if the images of the landscapes were not rich enough.
Right?
Then you've got a beautiful human being feeling empowered, and that's just written in their spirit and on their face. And then you get a little splash of color with a gown, and it's just, what just happened there? Sometimes I have to really ask myself, is this real, what we just created? Sometimes also images, they just appear, more clearly on certain shoots than others. And, it really feels like certain magical elements are at play with what actually appears and how we tell that story by the end. So.
They are magical. They look magical. Have you ever had anything really unusual happen on a shoot like this?
Well, the most unusual thing I would say is we get a lot of symbols from nature. So we'll have a lot of feathers that will appear and also animals. And one time we were telling my friend Amanda's story, and she was really, it's about the throat chakra and speaking your truth. And we had this lizard with a blue throat continually just perch himself within view.
Wow.
Things like this. Or if we're telling a story of transformation, butterflies appearing, and there's magic there.
There is magic there. So have you ever had somebody like posed in a different way or something that happened like they're thinking butterfly and then all of a sudden there is one?
Okay, crazy. My mom, we did her shoot, right? And my grandfather used to always call her Angel. And so there were about 15 images that appeared with wings.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was just more than the normal. Like if we were trying, we might get a couple, but it was just divine magic that we got so much artwork.
I love that. No, I just love it. So how do people order something like this? They go online?
Yes, on my website, I have a breakdown of what's included in the price. It's really straightforward. I operate a little differently than traditional photographers who kind of do a base rate and then add all sorts of stuff to that. It's really what you see is what you get, because it's really centered around the heart piece, and I just want you to have all the usable art that we create included as well.
Right. You can find all that information at Tiffanie, that's with 2 F's, Tiffanie with an I and a E, TiffanyLordDesigns.com. And you can see a bunch of things. Do you have like other artwork on there that people can buy prints? Or?
I do have quite an assortment of my artwork on cards and candles that are ordered, and I can send them all over the U.S., which customers will often do there.
That's really neat. I love it. Well, now what's for the future? What are you really focused on? I've seen your charcoal. I've seen these beautiful. It's beautiful art. I've seen your photography, I should say. I've seen the cactus and the candles. The candles that you create of those little gardens, just amazing, adorable, and beautiful because they're very colorful. And then I know you've got the workshops. What is it that you really like? If it was anything, you had a genie out of a bottle and said, "Your wish is my command." What's it going to be?
Well, Shondra, I appreciate you putting some heat on me for a new something, but the camera, I just got the camera about 4 months ago.
Oh, yes.
So I have to say, as an artist, I always think, how can I make my art, my life, the greatest art piece while I'm here? And I want to play more in the mountains, and I want to make people feel good. And so my genie in a wish bottle would be for you to book whoever's listening, an empowerment shoot with me, and let me tell your story through the art we make. Maybe you have a milestone you're celebrating, or you've overcome something really extraordinary. Let's tell it with the art we make, and that would be my genie in a wish.
I love it. That's so good. Oh, it's so wonderful. I love it. I love it. So now you've got to visit her gallery. Again, it's in Hillside, and it's called Tiffanie Lord Designs. Is there anything that you would like to tell us and tell anybody of our listeners about that feeling when you're completely down, and you just are in that fear mode?
Thank you.
When change happens like that, it is really, there's a feeling, for me anyway, I just speak for myself, there's a sense of emptiness, a sense of, yes, there's some fear, excitement, but also that grieving.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing this up again, because there was one thing I wanted to share with you that I forgot. And when I went out in the mountains, and it really gave me perspective, some of the things that I found out there, including, ancient ruins from the natives, there's so much rich history out there. But what the hiking and connecting with the land really did for me when I was so empty is it helped me find gratitude for every day, for the sunrise, for every experience out there. But also I realized we're gone so quickly. And when I saw those ruins, it really reminded me that. And we don't have time to carry around things that don't serve us.
Yeah.
And so
true.
It's time to move past those things, celebrate life, be gratitude, have gratitude for why we're here.
Yes. And, thank you for that. Thank you for that message. I needed to hear that today. We're going into, we're here in a new year. We're here in fresh in the brand new year. This Saturday. It's just, it's amazing to me that here we are in 2026 already, and your message is good because it's a beginning, a start to clear the palette, so to speak.
We don't have time to waste carrying around that baggage, and it's time to move forward into the new year with this energy and enthusiasm, and take your life how you want it. Take your life by your own hands and make it how you want it. You're not happy? Go find a solution. Connect with nature. Get outside.
I was going to ask you, what would you say to somebody who lives in a city? Because we're all over the place here. People are listening from all over around the country and the world. Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who's living more in a concrete type of environment?
Yeah. Since you can't maybe run, being from Los Angeles, I can tell you as a child, I read a lot. I took my mind to places that my body couldn't go. And I really fell in love with specifically a lot of Greek mythology as a child. So you guys actually are going to see some things coming in my art. I have some characters I'm going to bring up. Just when I'm not serving clients, I've been making my own pieces of art. Lady Liberty and Justice. Lady Justice is one I just posted on my my socials. You're welcome to go check her out.
That's right. You're on Instagram and Facebook, yes?
Yeah. Most of my art you can find there at Tiffanie J. Lord. And then starting to branch off and have some other pages, but all the art is there. You can check it out.
It's so good. Well, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it on the air. Our engineer would make a great young Zeus. Just saying.
And that hair,
you can't see him, but we're looking. And this man has hair like nobody else has hair. I mean, seriously.
Those curly locks and the red rocks, and it rhymes.
It does. Okay, sorry. We're doing a whole thing on you now, Ryan.
But you're right, Chandra, and thank you for bringing that up again. it is an empowerment experience for both genders, and I'm continuing to develop my portfolio for the inclusion of the male as well. So
yes,
get ready. There will be some men on the forefront.
Can't wait to see that. There's going to be a calendar somewhere there. I know it. It's going to sell millions. Anyway, thank you, Tiffanie. Tiffanie Lord Designs. There's no J in the .com, is there?
It's funny you say that. No, but my middle name is Jean, and just my email has the J.
All right. So TiffanyLordDesigns.com, everybody. And of course at Hillside, Tiffanie Lord Designs Gallery. Oh, thank you, Tiffanie, for being with us.
Thank you, Shondra.
You guys stay with me. I'll be right back.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now, discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath, then let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at SedonaNewDaySpa.com or call 928-282-7502.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineering to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Shondra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
I'll tell you, it's always so much fun to have Chef Lisa Dahl in the studio, and of course, the most awesome Tiffanie Lord. Oh, do you hear that? You know what that means? It's time for my shameless Shondra spot. Well, now that we're into a new year, my goodness, didn't 2025 just fly by? Here we are in 2026, and you might have had a resolution or maybe a set of goals that you wanted to accomplish this year. And I know how it goes. You know, we make all that, we make the lists, and then a week goes by and we're not even going towards those goals. But I'm going to suggest that we stay positive and maybe on your list to do or want to do might be voice lessons, because I am a voice coach. And I thought, well, you know, I would mention this. So there's two different things that I have that I want to offer up to you. First of all, voice lessons is a lot of fun. And for those of you who are not planning to be in the business of being a singer, but just want to investigate, find out where your voice is, and maybe sing karaoke or be able to sing in front of people, feel confident. Maybe you want to join a choir. I don't know, but maybe you've always wanted to sing, but you just never got around to it. Or maybe you sang in school, like high school, college, and now you want to get back into it. So I do coach voice and also acting and stage performance and confidence building. And the ways that you can get a hold of me is by going to shondramusic.com to my coaching page, and you'll see all that I offer. And you can actually book a session there if you'd like. You can just contact me from my website, shondramusic.com, or you can visit shondravoicecoach.com for my online voice and coaching program, because that is actually a video online program. It's 27 videos, and it goes through the whole thing of singing and having confidence and how you go about breathing properly and the support, all the things that you would want to learn. So those are two ways you can do it. Just try it. You know, book a session. Let's see where you're at, and let's have some fun together. It is a lot of fun. So remember, shondramusic.com and shondravoicecoach.com. Give it a shot. Singing lessons for 2026. Well, I just have to thank you so much for being here with me today again. And I got to tell you, I had it wrong. It's the 36th episode of this podcast, and I'm just so thrilled that you've been with me. And I want to thank my sponsors. Without them, I could never have done this, and still doing it, because they're all on board again for 2026, and I want to thank them. That's the Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner Cricker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, Sedona Ballet, and my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl and the Dahl Restaurant Group. I just thank you guys so much. It's thrilling that you're back on board for 2026, so it's going to be a fun year. And please, please, please always visit mellowmountainradio.com. You'll see all the shows archived there. Also Spotify, Pandora Radio, Apple Podcasts, and so many other places you can find it. Remember, it's Sedona's Backstage Pass. We're here every Saturday at 10 a.m., streaming live on mellowmountainradio.com, as well as on the radio at 106.5 KAZM FM, all right, or 780 AM on KAZM. Thank you again for being here. Get your VIP pass ready next Saturday at 10 a.m., Sedona's Backstage Pass. See you then.